Another really good game between two really good teams. It's Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors hosting Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. They meet again. Remember, Warriors got the better on Christmas without Steph. How would they fare with Steph? Ja said not so well early. Morant with the steal and in the score. And then look at this ridiculous finish by Ja after the behind-the-back move on Steph. Somehow, some way for his team. 12 made a play. Third quarter we go when Klay Thompson knocks in the three. His splash brother joined the three-point party. How about Curry knocking in a three plus the foul? He got dudes running into each other. We're tied at 85. Desmond Bane's got the answer on the other end. He knocks in a three. Like, I could cock that thing too. And then Jaren Jackson lines it up and knocks it down. Grizzlies go up 9 early in the fourth. Speaking of Jaren Jackson, though, he would foul out of this game, and that's a big deal because Curry and the Warriors would storm back. He knocks in another three. And then Jordan Poole right down Main Street. We got a 2-point game with 2:20 to go. It's Curry with the long deuce, tying this game up at 113. Warriors are now up to 80 seconds to go. Big spot in this game. Curry wants that basketball. He's feeling good about himself. Just made a shot. Jordan Poole, his teammate, took an ill-advised three off an offensive rebound. As you see, Steph throws his mouthpiece into the crowd, and that's an automatic ejection. Frustrated at his teammate got Curry ejected. Could Memphis take advantage of it? It's Ja tying this game up at 116. Warriors now looking for a response. They go to Klay, and Thompson delivers with the trifecta. Warriors up 121-18. 9 seconds to go. It's Morant with a beautiful dime to Brandon Clark. We're tied at 120. Warriors got the rock. 2.6 to go. Inbound play is Steven Gentsu to Poole, who wins it for the Warriors. Beautiful cut. Catches Zaire Williams slipping. And how about the redemption for Poole? He gets game as the Warriors win another thriller against the Grizzlies, 122-120. Well, the irony in Jordan Poole bailing out Steph Curry after Steph was mad at Poole for taking an ill-advised three-pointer later in that game. You see Poole winning the game for the Warriors with a couple seconds remaining. We're going to talk about Jordan Poole and Steph Curry because I do believe there's something to that in a completely different video. Make sure you're locked and loaded with the channel. Make sure you subscribed if you enjoyed this highlight. I do want to focus this video, though, on the game. I just put that highlight together. It took me a lot of time and effort. I want to focus on what was really a good game in the NBA in the regular season, the Grizzlies and Warriors. Look, I got to give the Grizzlies this. Shout out to Memphis. Y'all know I'm from there. If nothing else, Memphis brings the best out of the Warriors. You got to give them that. If nothing else, I don't want to use the word rivalry just yet because you got to win on both sides to me to be a rivalry. And right now, for the most part, the Warriors are dominating most of these games. I can't use the word rivalry, but I don't know if it's the Grizzlies, the amount of talking that they do, the arrogance that they got, the fact that they're a really good young basketball team, the Ja Morant, Steph Curry conversations. I don't know what it is, but I got to give Memphis this. They bring the best out of the Warriors. They did it on Christmas Day, even without Steph. They did it in this basketball game. The Warriors, who a lot of times don't wake up, especially on the road. I know this was a home game for them. The Warriors come to play anytime the Grizzlies are in their vicinity. So you got to give Memphis that if nothing else. Now, I want to talk about what I'm seeing in these Grizzlies-Warriors games that's leading to Memphis losing most of them. So I want to start here. For those who don't know, I was broke a lot of my childhood, right? When I got about 16, 17 years old, I got a job. Ironically, we talking about Memphis. I got a job at Five Guys Burgers and Fries. Anybody from the city will know exactly where I'm talking about, off of Ridgeway over there by MUS. I got a job. For the first time in my life, I was making some money. I was working hard while I was in high school. I could care less about what was going on in high school. I was trying to make some money. I was working 40 hours a week, literally in high school. It was illegal. I was still doing it. making about $600-700 every 2 weeks. For me, I was making money. Like, I had never seen money like that. I had a little money in my pocket. I bought me a little car, a little Ford Taurus. I thought I was him, all right? Him, for real, at that time. First time in my life, I was feeling really good about myself. Me and one of my close friends, we were feeling really good about ourselves. We were both working at Five Guys Burgers and Fries. Reason why I bring that story up, y'all, I'm always trying to find a personal story attachment to this thing because it's life. I was feeling myself. And when I would go into the house with my parents after I just got through working or when I had an off day, I wasn't just taking their rules anymore gracefully. I wasn't bowing down anymore. I'm like, nah, I feel like I'm a man now. I'm working. I'm making my own money. Y'all ain't giving me nothing, even though I'm living in a house. So oftentimes me and my dad, we butted heads. I'm talking about badly. We butted heads badly, all right? 16, 17-year-old, I think I know everything. I think the Grizzlies remind me of me when I was 16 or 17. They think they know everything. You know, they talk a lot of mess about the Warriors. They say that the only team, Josh said, only team they really worried about is, you know, the Boston Celtics. Nobody out west fears them, scares them, excuse me. You know, Dylan Brooks already calling them a dynasty in the making. You're a lot of chatter by a few of these Grizzlies. And when they play the Warriors, most of these games they're losing. And the reason why they're losing is because of maturity. They don't have it there. And they probably will figure it out. But for right now, 3 things are standing out to me about these Warriors-Grizzlies games and why Memphis is losing. Number one, and the most important thing, I think, Jaren Jackson, who's in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year, I just checked my FanDuel the other day. He's the leader right now to win the award from a betting odds standpoint. Jaren Jackson is in foul trouble in way too many of these games. You know, it's one thing when the Grizzlies are playing anybody, because they can blow anybody out in the league on any given night, and they're up 15, 20 points. Taylor Jenkins, who's, by the way, getting outcoached by Steve Kerr in a lot of these games, by the way. Taylor Jenkins can, slowly massage Jaren Jackson's foul issues and, play around it. It doesn't really matter then. You're not going to blow the Warriors out often, which gets me to point number 2, because they're a savvy team. You need Jaren Jackson on the court. But let's get to the Warriors' savviness in my second point. Warriors are not going to beat themselves. They're champions 4 times over for a reason. Specifically, let's talk about Steph, Klay, and Draymond. They're not going to have a lot of fourth quarter turnovers. They know exactly where each other's going to be on the basketball court. They've been doing this a little minute. Like Jordan Poole turned the ball over, be clear. But I'm talking about that nucleus. Steph, Klay, and Draymond in the fourth. So the reason why I'm bringing up the turnovers is because Memphis wants to get out in transition. They don't want to do the half-court thing. They want to get out and run. You ain't getting them looks against the Warriors in the fourth quarters of these games. Maybe quarters 1 through 3. Not in the fourth against the Warriors. That's not going to happen. You got to beat them. Half-court, mental games, psychological. You got to know tendencies, where guys going to be at. You got to really break the game down to beat the Warriors in the fourth quarter. Keep in mind, LeBron's the best basketball mind I think we've seen since Kobe, right? LeBron could lead the Cavaliers to a really good half of basketball against the Warriors in the finals. They played over and over again. LeBron could get Cleveland there to about a half, which I think speaks to how good LeBron was. Second half, late third quarter, the entire fourth quarters, the Warriors would just outsmart the Cavs. Even LeBron couldn't outthink them more times than not, except the 1 year in 16. Obviously, Memphis, a lot younger and not as good as LeBron, they're going to have their struggles with the Warriors. They're not turning the basketball over. Memphis ain't really good in the half courts like that. So the Warriors are weighing on them because they don't turn the basketball over like a lot of teams will do any given night. Last but not least, since the Warriors are not turning the basketball over, it's leading to half-court sets. And when all else fails, Dylan Brooks is going to shoot the basketball. Now, I want to give Dylan some credit. He was awful against the Warriors in the playoffs last year. He's been pretty decent for the Grizzlies this year. But when these games are late and he's on the court, if he doesn't see anything moving, if the ball touches his hands, he's going to go. And he's going to miss a lot. And you can literally read the body language. The only thing that confuses me is They give Dillon Brooks the ball, and then you can literally look around the court. I'm not going to single nobody out, but do me a favor. Next time you watch the Grizzlies in a close game, watch the teammates on Memphis when Dillon shoots the basketball. Look at their body language. The body language always tells you everything. It always that's my claim to fame. I know how to read people. Body language when Dillon Brooks shoots the basketball will tell you all you need to know. Dillon's taking entirely too many fourth quarter shots. They can't afford it. They're not good enough on defense with Jaren Jackson out of a lot of these games to beat the Warriors with not playing great defense. And then on the other end, when they do get a stop, you got Dillon Brooks chunking 30-footers. You're not going to beat the Warriors like that. It is 100% not going to happen. And you look at that, that's been the difference between this Warriors and Grizzlies competitive series. I don't want to call it a rivalry. The Grizzlies are struggling late in these games. They look out of their league at the end of these Warriors games, and that's why Golden State's winning most of them. That's what's standing out to me right now and holding the Grizzlies back from taking that next level. Look, they can keep saying it's all about, the team in the East in Boston. They ain't worried about the West. You better wake up and worry about the Warriors, because right now the Warriors are going to end up being a 7 or 8 seed, and Memphis is going to be a 1 or 2 seed, which means you might fool around and play the Warriors in the first round. And right now, if the Warriors and Grizzlies faced off against each other, I'm picking the Warriors in 5 games. Right now I am. I'm giving the Grizzlies a game less than I gave them last year. That's what I'm doing right now. So I'm telling you, this is something. Taylor Jenkins is getting out coached in a lot of these games against Steve Kerr as well. We ain't talking about that enough. So, hey, Grizzlies, really competitive, but falling short against the Warriors over and over again. And I think it's because they're like what me and you were when we were 16 and 17. We thought we knew everything, and we don't.